Hey everybody, welcome back to MPQ Mastery, where we teach you to destroy more gems. And honestly, in the comments, I get tons of questions all the time about some of the fundamental parts of the game. So I wanted to go ahead and make a video about one of the biggest questions that I get, and that's how is the best way to use hero and command points in the game? And instead of like splitting this up into two different videos, making it all complicated, I'm going to talk about both of them at the same time. And I think that the first thing we have to do is just, talk about what they are. So as a reminder, there's these gold coins with Iron Man's face on them, and those are hero points. I sometimes call them like gold coins, but there you go. Command points are those blue shield stars that you see, also called blue stars and whatnot. So, whenever you have like longer conversations, you might see somebody say the blue stars, that means command points. If they say gold coins, that means hero points. But it's interesting because both of them kind of have drastically different uses. Some of them overlap, but for the most part, they are two pretty different currencies. Hero points are definitely more frequent that you will get those, whereas command points are a little bit rarer. So if you like videos like this, where we go over some of the fundamentals of Marvel Puzzle Quest, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and you can always check into becoming a YouTube member by hitting the join button, or there's a link in the description as well. So let's go into earning points. Okay, so you can get hero points from a lot of different sources, as well as command points from a lot of different sources. So we're going to go over where you can get hero points, where you can get command points, and then where you can sometimes get both. So the first one is you can get hero points randomly from vaults. You'll normally see them in like 250, 500, or even 1,000 in their quantity, depending upon the vault itself. So it's pretty random, but when you get it, it's always just like, whoa, I just got a whole bunch of hero points. That's awesome. The other one, and this is actually where I get a lot of my hero points, is selling high-level characters. I made a video a while ago about the champion factories and how you're supposed to build up your characters, sell them, build them up again, sell them, build them up again, especially with those 2 stars. And that's a huge source of hero points, especially early on in the game, where it's really important to get those hero points. And we're going to talk about spending strategy in a minute. First off, I just kind of want to talk about where we're getting these. But selling high-level characters can net you, 150, 200, it depends on which character you're selling, what their start level is, what level it is that you are selling them at. If they're at still low levels, then you're only going to probably get some ISO. But if you sell them champed and at max level, you're going to get a ton of ISO, yes, but really those hero points are why you would be doing that. Okay, so moving on to exclusive sources of command points. So the first one is every day you have the option of getting 2 command points from the daily Deadpool as one of the battles called the Burrito Behemoth. That is the one where you fight with a 4-star, a 3-star, and a 2-star on the team. And obviously if you don't have some of the select characters, then you can't get those. But that's an easy way to get 2 per day if you can complete that battle. There are places in the store, usually in the offers tab, where you can purchase a specific character, and by spending hero points to get that specific character, you also get some command points as well. And then also command points, I know I just said that hero points, you get more of those, but honestly, command points, you get fewer of them, but more frequently, whereas you get larger portions of hero points in fewer places, I guess. I don't know. But the last place where you can exclusively get command points is usually as when you're fighting those mission nodes during EVP events. Then normally you'll get like ISO for the first one. You might get a red ISO for the second one. You might get a cover for the third one. But if you're at higher levels of events and you are completing each node, then you could be getting some command points from those. Usually it's just 1, but you get 1 from a handful of them, then that's like 5 or 6, depending upon the event itself. Places where you can get both of them though: player ranking during PvP, or during events, or during just EVP. When you do those player rankings, where at the end of the time period that has been set for that fight, you get ranked on how well you did. And the higher that is, the more likely you are, because you'll definitely get some ISO, maybe some basic covers. Some of those basic covers might turn into heroic covers and bigger covers. But the biggest thing is that that ISO is then joined by some hero points. And if you're really, really high, also some command points. So doing really well at either PvP or EVP can get you some hero points and command points. I guess I'll just go ahead and state the obvious one. In the store, you can just purchase them if you want. You can say, hey, I feel like buying some hero points. You can't necessarily buy command points, but if you buy a lot in the store, then you end up getting your alliance some command points as well. So they kind of reward you with command points for buying almost anything in the store. You get, some command points. Obviously, if you are a VIP member, that's the $10 a month. Then you also get hero points, command points, covers, ISO, things like that. You get those as part of it, but it depends on the day, like which day you might get some, you might get another. It's not a ton, but it is a way to get some just for, $10 a month. And the last one is champion rewards. So as soon as you get to champ a character, you want to do that because the more covers that you then get after that, you're going to unlock covers for other characters, shards for other characters, but most importantly, hero points and command points, again, depending upon the level and the character that you are raising its level. So wow, that is a lot of places to get these things from. So I guess the next thing would be to talk about how do we spend it? And there are ways to spend command points and hero points. They do spend slightly differently, so you do have to be a little bit careful with how you spend them. Also, from my experience, some ways to spend them are less worth it than others. Let's just say it that way. So there's one way that you can spend both. In the offer section of the store, there are usually options for you to purchase things using either hero points or command points. Usually the one thing that you can get for a command point is if you spend 500 command points, or it's a crazy high number, then you can get a cover that is like the chosen cover of the week. I think right now it's Adam Warlock. In terms of hero points, there's usually a deal where you can buy a specific character for 3,600 and you get one of their covers. It's usually a 4-star. And then with that, you get some ISO and you might get a command point here and there. So, it depends on the bundle that you're purchasing. But the store itself is honestly a good place to go. And, not everybody is like looking to drop any real money, but even these in-game currencies can be spent in that way. I haven't found that to be a great way to spend command points. So I guess let's go ahead and start with the judging. 500 command points is really, really harsh for just a single 5-star cover, where I can take that 500 and I can go for 25 command points a pop and go into the legendary covers thing, which is what we're going to talk about next. But you can spend 20 or 25 and just get a ton of covers. The likelihood of you getting some 5-stars in there is really high. Now, it might not be the exact 5-star that you're going for, which might be a reason for you to spend that 500 in one place. But if you're buying it during certain times where certain characters have a higher chance of getting them, that's where you kind of want to start spending. I know a lot of people hoard their covers and their command points for that very reason. They're waiting for specific characters to come into the vault so that they have a higher chance of getting them for cheaper. And what do I mean by that? Well, you can purchase a legendary cover, which is called Latest Legends, for 25 command points, or you can spend 20 command points on just a legendary cover that might not include the latest, but it might include some ones you don't have. I mean, I got my Jessica Jones champed in about a month just for spending 20 command points a pop, but it was during a time period where she was new, and she was the one that there was a higher chance percentage of getting her, and I just so happened to get her. But that month, Jessica Jones, the game was like, please, we want you to have Jessica Jones. She was my very first champed 5-star, so it was fun. Since we're on command points, let's talk about the other way to spend command points, and that would be to raise individual powers for characters you already have, essentially purchasing a cover for it. Now, while in the store, it costs you 500 command points to purchase a cover for a specific character. When you're doing it this way, for a 5-star character, it costs you 720. Like, that's ridiculous. That's a lot. Don't spend on that, guys. Come on. For 4-star, it's only 120, so you see just the disparity there in terms of cost. And honestly, I think 120 is probably too much as well. We here at MPQ Mastery don't suggest purchasing individual levels or covers or anything with command points. Honestly, just go for the latest legends and purchase those legendary tokens. That's where you want to spend it. That's just my own personal opinion. Some people might tell you otherwise. I feel like it's an impulse buy. Like if you have 500 and they're like, hey, if you can spend 500 and get this, and you're like, oh, I really want that. I feel like it's that thing to just goad you into it. But at the same time, just go get the legendary tokens and you have a high chance of getting it. And you might not get it, but you have a chance. So that's for command points. So let's talk hero points. There's actually a lot more places to spend hero points. First one is in the resource shop. I actually do this quite a bit. You can spend some of your hero points in order to purchase shards for specific characters, and they're swapped out every day. So always go back every day and see if that character you need those last few shards for are in there. And if you have a couple of hundred hero points, drop it. See what's going on. We'll go through like the value of all of these in a second, but I do this now, but also it's because I have the majority of the characters. So let's move on to the main reason why you want hero points, and that is to purchase new character slots. And this one is probably the most important way to spend hero points. If you're spending your hero points in any other way than purchasing new character slots early on in the game, then that is wasting your hero points. Only spend them on character slots for a good while, honestly. Like, I've been playing the game since pretty much the beginning. I think I started like a month after it was out. So I kind of have almost every character except for the brand new characters, and generating hero points and command points is pretty easy for me at this point. But early on, it's hard to even get a couple hundred to get that new slot. The thing about either of these points is that they get easier to get the further you are in the game. The game is a marathon, not a sprint, so just remember that. Spending those hero points on new character slots, it starts off at 200 per slot and gradually goes up. It does cap out at 1,000 per slot, which sounds like a ton, but again, if you're utilizing all of the different ways to get those hero points and command points, that barrier kind of drops if you're doing everything you can to get those hero points. All right, moving into some of the other ways to spend hero points, because there are quite a few. So in the recruit section, you can spend your hero points on some of those limited time offers, usually connected to the current event that's happening. In those, you'll have the highest chance of getting some of the newer characters. So if Silk is the newest character currently, then you can go to that section and you can purchase like a 10-pack or, a 40-pack if you really have that many hero points. But you can even just spend 100 on just one, and you have a chance of getting her. It's all random, just like any other random cover token. But, if you're into that and you have extra to spend, go for it. So there's a few other like cursory ways for you to spend it, like tangential ways that don't even come up all the time. Like the first one is you can buy health packs with it. Yeah, so you can get one health pack for 50, or you can get 5 health packs for 200. So that's pretty good. I mean, you'd be saving 50 in that way. However, if you drop below 10, your health packs regenerate so that you'll go back up to 10. So really, if you're running low on health packs, just wait to continue fighting. Don't waste your gold coins on health packs. Honestly, it's a waste when there are so many other things to spend those hero points on. Also, if you're doing a lot of PvP and you've gotten a really high score, you can spend hero points on a shield that will make it so that others can't attack you and drop your score. That doesn't mean that their scores won't go above yours, but it just means that they won't lower yours. So it means that it's a higher chance of ranking when you're in PvP. And that can be important if that's like the exact goals that you're going for. So let's just go ahead and touch on again, where do you want to spend these points? For hero points, always character slots until you feel like you have enough character slots. And sometimes you might not want to buy a new character slot. You might just get rid of a 1-star character and replace it with something else. So you definitely want to keep an eye on those character slots. If you need another character slot, definitely go ahead and buy one and work hard to get those hero points to buy one. Don't open any covers unless you have a character slot just in case you get a new character. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting these characters. So as soon as you have enough hero points to buy a new character slot, then start spending them. I spend on shards because I'm at that level where I really like to get some shards for characters, and it's a really targeted way to raise the levels of those characters that I don't like necessarily get covers for, so I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to use shards here. But other than that, sometimes I'll do a random cover here and there. which can be fun to do. And sometimes I do it when there's a specific new character. I'll save up and buy like a 10-pack, which raises your chances of getting them as well. So, I mean, there's definitely reasons to spend your hero points on covers, but again, you just have to be willing and able to support those covers that you get. Now, here's the thing with shards. If you buy shards, they don't expire. If you buy covers and you don't have a character slot for them, then those covers will go away eventually, which sucks, but that's the nature of the game. And for command points, only buy the legendary tokens, either the latest legends or the regular ones for 20. Sometimes it's worth it for that extra 5, but sometimes if you have, say, 100 command points and you can get 4 latest legends or 5 of the normal legendary tokens, depending upon who is available in there at the moment, it might be worth it for you to get 5 out of the one instead of 4 out of the other. That's going to be kind of a judgment call that you'll have to make. I know a lot of people have like statistics and all, they have maps and charts that say, oh, well, there's this much chance for you to get this specific character. For me, I've never really had an issue with getting characters when I want them. You can go a lot of different routes. You can go shards, you can go covers, you can go tokens, you can go events. I mean, there's a lot of different ways for you to get specific characters. And so I wouldn't spend a crap ton of command points in order to get one cover for a specific character or just one level for a character you already have. It's really hard to say whether that's worth it or not. But hopefully this guide to hero and command points was helpful for you all. Let me know about it down in the comments. If I did forget any ways to spend or get hero points and command points, let me know about it down in the comments. Also, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and when you hit that bell, make sure you are selecting all videos and not just some videos, because I know a lot of you have not done that, and some of you are missing out on the videos. Otherwise, thanks for coming to MPQ Mastery. Go destroy some gems.